God just spoke to me, I believe, through a kangaroo. Not like I seen a kangaroo, but I've been seeing kangaroos. And he spoke to me through a kangaroo. I know it sounds crazy, but this is like the third or fourth time, probably the third time I think, that I've seen a kangaroo. The first time I seen it was in my dream a few days ago. The second time I seen it, I think it was, I actually looked it up. I seen it on TV, I think. I don't know. But this third time I just seen it again, like scrolling through Facebook. It's like this ad that came up and I'm like, okay, let me look into this. Okay, I think the Lord's trying to speak to me or encourage me or something. I don't know. And let me just throw it out there that the ad that I seen it on Facebook was the Angel Studio. And Angel Studios, they make a lot of Christian movies. So I just took that as confirmation as God is definitely speaking. So before I actually just like did this study, the second time I seen it, I looked into it briefly. Like, what are the characteristics like of a kangaroo? What makes them unique? Like, what's special about them, you know? So let me just put you up on game, okay? So this is very interesting, and when you get words like that or you see things repetitively and it don't really like make sense, you understand, like, a lot of the times animals represent characteristics, okay? So let's look at the characteristics of these kangaroos, all right? They're the only large animal that get around by jumping. It's the only large animal in the world that get around by jumping or hopping. So that's kind of cool. And their tail is actually a limb. So, and it keeps them balancing. So they actually can't even go backwards because of their tail. They can only move forward. So, and the females are basically pregnant all the time except the day that they give birth. And they also have control over the embryo. If their environment is good or bad, like if they're lacking food, they actually can delay their delivery. That's interesting. So, and if the mom has two joeys, or like baby kangaroos are called joeys, if she has two joeys, then she can produce two different types of milk at the same time, one for the younger one and one for the older one. That's cool. And before delivery, the mom licks down a path into her thick fur that leads to her pouch. So, all right, if that doesn't say a lot already, like if you're getting this spiritual lesson out of it, that's very encouraging. It means a lot. Yeah, okay, anyway, so representation. What do kangaroos represent? Well, they represent strength, they represent adaptability, they represent progress, and they represent protection. So let me get into some of the characteristics and this symbolism. So, like I said, kangaroos cannot go backwards. They can only move forward. So forward movement, they are unable to move backwards. So this represents progress, your determination, and your growth. Number 2, adaptability and resilience. Kangaroos are known for thriving in challenging environments. So this encourages flexibility, being able to overcome obstacles. Anything challenging in your life, you're able to be flexible and resilient, and you can adapt. So number 3, protection and nurturing. So they carry their young in their pouches. So they remind you to prioritize your own well-being and the well-being of your loved ones while fostering growth in others. Because kangaroos are social creatures, so that also kind of represents community and like fellowship, So number 4, balance and power. Their strong legs and the ability to leap great distances represents the strength and the balance and momentum. Okay, so they teach us to take bold leaps of faith and to trust God's divine timing. Okay. Kangaroos are known to be able to jump from like 25 to like 30 feet. And they can also like jump as like fast as 30 miles per hour, which is kind of crazy. So number 5, connection to nature and spiritual grounding. So kangaroos, basically, they embody a sense of grounding while still striving to reach new heights. They encourage us to stay rooted in our faith while advancing spiritually. So a couple of spiritual lessons, all right, and I'll leave it at this. Thank you, Lord. I know this is different, but the Lord's speaking to me, and so I want to encourage y'all to like just kind of have eyes to see and be open to the different ways God will speak to you, okay? Because I kept seeing kangaroos, so I'm like, all right, let me just look into this a little bit. So it's like encouragement for me, is really like encouraging. The Lord's like kind of showing me that I am strong, you know. He's telling me and reminding me that I'm able to adapt, and like, you know, I am loving, I'm nurturing, and I need to be protective of my peace and my children and my purpose, and that I'm strong in Him. So spiritual lessons: letting go of the past, right? You release any past burdens that you've been carrying, any past negative ways of thinking, any past toxic relationships, or anything from the past. Just like release those things, okay? And trust God to guide your steps. Move forward boldly and confidently, because you cannot go backwards. Like, you cannot go back to your old ways, your old negative ways of thinking. Don't go back to your toxic ex, you know. Don't go backwards. Don't backslide. Move forward and go towards Christ and pursue your relationship with Him, okay? 2, trust the journey. You know, these leaps that kangaroos take, they represent our faith in putting our trust in our ability to overcome challenges. With God, we can do all things. He has made us overcomers, and, you know, relying on God's strength and provision through these challenging times. We rely on Him. We go to Him, we trust Him to provide for us, to take care of us, and to see us through, okay? To get us through and to see us through. 3, care for your tribe. Like the kangaroo's pouch, you're called to provide, love, and protect, and spiritually guide your tribe, your family, or your children, okay? Those who God has entrusted into you, or whoever God has really placed in your life or on your heart, to really nurture and to care for those people, those relationships that you have in your life. Nurture those, you know, protect them, love people, spiritually guide them, you know, encourage them, and also nurture and protect something that's precious in your life, like your faith. It might be relationship or relationships or a project. So make sure that you are nurturing and caring and protecting and loving these things, and being a good steward with what God has given to you, okay? So hope you're blessed by this. I know it's really random, and but it's definitely encouraging, and it encouraged me, so I hope it encourages you. So have a beautiful day, and be open to the ways that God might be speaking to you. I mean, He spoke through, you know, He used a rock. He spoke through a donkey, you know, so this is biblical, okay? You know, God using animals to speak to us. And so be encouraged, all right? And I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.